What's good, family? It's your favorite cousin, Wendell Jones, and welcome to another edition of the Window of Opportunity, where we get the opportunity to look into the lives of some amazing people. And today we have a special guest. His name is Principal Rahh. He is phenomenal. If you've never heard about him, oh, you are going to enjoy him after this. Everybody help me celebrate Principal Rahh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So for the
Welcome, man.
people who do not know who Principal Rahh is, who is Principal Rahh?
Yeah, man. I am first a son of God.
Yep.
You know, a son of the legendary Professor Rahh from Compton, council member, professor, helped build the Black Studies Department at Long Beach State, like established the Black Studies Department at Long Beach State. I'm the youngest of six, born and raised from Compton. I've come from a family of educators. And the principal, I'm a founding principal of a high school in Watts in South Central LA, part of Los Angeles Unified School District. We're in our second year, and to open up a school in pretty much a hometown is just a dream come true. And then I'm a father, and I'm a husband of a beautiful daughter, and just what I call myself a social change agent, and it's all about bringing positivity back to the community, and just trying to revolutionize the educational experience. Because for myself, going through education is something that I didn't have the best experience, I would say. So I wanted to provide a different alternative experience for my students and teachers and leaders and parents all across the nation, but first starting in our community. So that's my elevator speech for myself.
All right. So what inspired you to be a principal? You could have been anything. What inspired you to want to be a principal?
Man, it didn't start off like that. You know, I wanted to be a rapper.
Okay.
I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to be a football player. I mean, the two things that's kind of force fed to Black men in our areas and in our urban communities is you aspire to what you see and what you push, and what the system push is the only way to claw yourself out of poverty is either holding the ball or picking up a mic to entertain, and that's what it was forced, and that was aspirational at the time. So I didn't want to be a principal or reach for that. You know, my rap name was Solo. You know, so
Solo, listen to him. Solo.
Man, I used to rap and do that, and I realized that that really wasn't for me. I still do poetry, but I got out of rapping, and then I was playing football. But what happened with football is that it was all set off of trying to change the circumstance. It really wasn't my passion. I was good at it.
Okay.
It wasn't my passion. So I was offered some scholarships. My knee busted up, but you know, your passion is connected a lot to love, and it's something that you'll do for free.
Yeah.
And a true passion borders almost an obsession.
Yes.
Right. And going back to football, I realized that I didn't have a passion for it until I got around some people and some other 16, 17-year-old. We was on a college trip. And they were truly in love and passionate about football. I mean, they lived football, they breathed football, they talked football, they dreamed football. I mean, that was all they thought about.
That was all they
hungry. That was all. And I was like, man, y'all ain't about to play no video games. Y'all not about to do anything else. We 16 years, you know. And I quickly realized, like, man, I don't love it at that level. So when I got hurt, I went back to school.
So
didn't know what I wanted to do.
So when you got hurt, did this make a transition for you to where the football wasn't your focus? This is where you started to make your transition?
Yeah, so actually, man, as a man, my transition happened, I would say probably like 16, 17. My father was incarcerated.
Okay.
He was away from the family, in jail, in prison. And he told me this. He said, son, and I say it to this day, he said, change the world, don't let the world change you. Right.
Okay.
And when that resonated with me, and at that time it didn't, you know what I mean? I was, you know, it was just whatever. So when this happened, when I lost my scholarship and I wasn't playing ball anymore, I was even at that moment, I was like, let me figure out what to do. I just need
Yeah.
a job. I just need a job. I wasn't thinking a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah.
Like, I just need a job.
Makes
And I was
sense.
like, man, I need something easy because I'm lazy. I ain't trying to work hard.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, cool. I found this teacher assistant job.
Okay.
So I was a teacher assistant, and I fell in love with motivating kids and motivating people and inspiring people and making them try to get to their hidden treasure in life.
Yeah.
And while doing that, I found my hidden treasure. You know what I'm saying? So I was a teacher assistant, and I say this story all the time. I was teaching the math class,
Yes.
right? And the math teacher was sitting down like me.
Okay.
While I'm teaching the class.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, wait, man, I'm the teacher assistant. You the teacher. Isn't the roles reversed? So I said, one time we was having lunch, and I'm like, man, how much you making? You know what I mean? I'm talking to him. He was a young dude. He was like, yo, I'm making about $60,000. I was like, man, I'm making like $14 an hour.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a big difference.
And I'm doing your job.
That's a big difference.
It's a huge difference. And I was in school, and he was like, man, you need to take the CBEST. And my pops and my sisters and them was telling me, but you know how I think they say in the Bible, I'm not for sure, don't quote me on this, but it says that somewhere in the Bible it says a prophet is a prophet everywhere else except for in his own home.
Oh yeah, because they talked about that due in large part when a lot of times when Jesus would go home, they saw him not as Jesus, they saw him as a regular person.
Yep. So I'll be getting advice from my dad. I get advice from, people from my household. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And he told me, man, you should take the CBEST. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go take the CBEST. So I just took the CBEST, became a substitute teacher.
Okay.
Then I started, but to fast forward, what got me to want to be a principal was I was doing the teaching work, and I got to teach at a school in Watts where my father graduated from. And I started to experience principals who did not really connect with kids.
Okay. That happens a lot.
It wasn't about kids. Exactly. It wasn't about kids. It wasn't even about the teachers. It was just like clockwork. It was just clockwork. And this is my passion, and I'm good at it. Yeah. The best thing that you can find is finding your passion and finding that you're good at it, and it's coming together. And that's what I found. So it inspired me, and I said, man, we're doing great things in my classroom, but I want to do great things for a school.
Okay.
And then I want to do great things for a community. So that is what inspired me to say, you know what, no, I think I can do your job better than you. Right. And that, and then it got accelerated. It got accelerated to becoming a founding principal at the age of 29, which is which I'm proud of, being one of the youngest.
That's huge. I don't want to miss that. I don't want to miss that. You say you become a founding principal at how old?
Yeah, I was 29 when I became the principal of the U. So 29 going on 30. So then I turned 30. We'd have to write the plan. Yeah. So the first year, the plan was there was no kids. It was just literally, what is your vision for the school? I mean, that's a dream.
That is. For somebody to lay it out, what's your vision? You come up with one.
So any educator, if that doesn't get you going, nothing will. If you're truly passionate about it, because they say like you have an opportunity to reimagine education in the system. So the first year was just hiring, putting together a logo. What's your vision? So we just swagged it out, and I remember it vividly. And I say this all the time. I was sitting down with the directors, the billionaires that's funding the school, and we needed to push the business out of the school. It said, hold on. They said, what's your logo? What's your mascot? What's all these different things, right? Yeah. And I was like, you know what? It was like, you should be the Rams. I was like, nah, man, that ain't cool. I was like, I always call myself a change agent. And I sat around, I said, man, we're going to be called the change agents. Okay. And hold on, man. Wait, you sounding off. Hold on. Let me make sure we good.
I can hear you good on my end.
So I said, we're going to be called the change agents. Yep. And they looked at me and was like, what's a change agent? Yeah. I said, man, it's going to be something that just really going to be bringing positivity to the community, man. And I'm a firm believer that if you say you're something long enough, you'll start acting. You know what I mean? So fast forward, first year, we become a model school for building restorative practices, which is a great community. We had 0 suspensions, 0 fights on our campus the first year.
That's huge. That is huge.
Yeah. I know every student's name. The second year.
Wait. I don't want to skip over that. You said you know what?
Every single student's name.
And I want to ask you, why do you believe that's important to know every student's name?
Because everybody needs to feel like somebody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm a big believer that as a principal, the school is my house.
Yes.
Right? And if I come over to your house, if I walk in and sit on your couch and we don't even know each other, or it's gonna feel a certain way.
It will.
You know what I mean?
You're 100% right about that. It will.
So it'd be different, if you came over to my house and you come in my house and I open the door for you, I don't say nothing to you. I'll be like, hey, what's your name again, man? Go over there, do that.
Yeah.
That contact, you're going to feel a certain way and you're going to feel disconnected. You're going to feel like trying your best. And especially, so I wanted to make sure everybody feels like somebody because I know what it feels like through other people's experience to not feel like nobody.
I can 100% attest to that. I think that you're 100% spot on. And I know your kids they have to really appreciate you for that, because I know going through the school system growing up, that wasn't my norm. The principal didn't know my name. I didn't know the principal name.
Yep.
So you're right.
And it has to be done. I'm a firm believer in that. So I'm very hands-on with my students. I still teach a class as a principal.
Yeah.
I'm very tight with my staff. We go and just do a lot. We believe in relationships first.
Yeah.
Foremost. The second is relationships with the intent for belonging.
Okay.
People feel like they belong. Second is we really believe in relevance.
All right.
I don't know how you feel, but in school, man, I used to sit around and be like, man, why am I learning quadratic equations?
That is 100% spot on. And like you said, that moves us to our first question is, when parents and students today feel like the curriculum failed them, like they don't want to go to school. Kids are like, why am I doing this? I'm not going to use none of this when I get out.
Yeah.
What do you say to them parents or them kids that want to, like, why am I even here?
Yeah, I think it's so deep that the first part is critical hope.
Okay.
And the belief of finding an exposure of like people that look like you, that come from where you come from.
Yeah.
Has achieved what you want to achieve and beyond.
Yes.
Right. I think that's a critical part.
Okay.
The second critical part is you have to know where you came from.
Yes.
And you have to, and not just going back for Black and brown people to you need to know your historical reference, but you also need to know the point of reference on who you are in America, in context to your community, and in context into which the system has tried to create, and the obstacles that are in front of you, so you won't play into it, right? So these are some prerequisites that's needed before we can attack the curriculum issue. So once you start dealing with, now you setting your game plan off of critical hope, exposure, representation matters, career options, all these different things. Then you can start breaking down this quote that I say: you have to do what you have to do to do what you want to do.
I like that. That's good. That's good.
What I relate to kids is, once you capture their heart, once you capture that relationship, now, just like in sports, I make the analogy in sports, you have a coach. Did you ever play these?
I did. I played football, basketball. I ran track. I played sports in college. So yes, I definitely. Yeah.
So I'm sure you had some coaches that just knew how to motivate you to do more for them.
Yes.
And I'm sure you had some coaches that you'd be like, I ain't trying to do that. Right.
I think I've had more coaches that like, why are you talking to me? Opposed to the coaches that were very motivational and encouraging and Inspiring.
right? So you deal with that, but if you have a mission,
Yep.
you have a mission, the coach isn't like you, that's just the obstacle, a hurdle over where you're trying to get to. And I'm sure you probably had mentors that said, this is how you do. You still got to do what you have to do so
Yep.
you can do what you want to do. If you want to get to the Olympics, if you want to get that scholarship, you
Mm-hmm.
got to suck it up to get there. So I
Yeah.
bring that, that's a macro level. Let's bring this to micro. Let's say
Okay.
I have a kid that want to be an artist.
Yep.
I mean, they are beautiful artists. They could be a millionaire artist. They could do tattoos. They can do whatever the case may be, right?
Yes.
In order to do that, what I'm saying to them is, I get it. In
Mm-hmm.
life in life we still have options. I want to cultivate your talent.
Yep.
And now what we're going to do is we're going to create a personalized game plan for your talents to be exhibited through different ways through our curriculum, but
Yep.
also understanding and telling them that this is also an options game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this options game is, you can do all of this art. You can be the next Picasso. You can be the next legendary artist.
Yeah.
As you're going through this pipeline and you're
Okay.
going through this system, you have to do what you have to do, which is, you got to learn. Yeah, I know you got to learn these two-step equations right now,
Mm-hmm.
because you never know. You need these options and game plans so you can get this next step. You got to open up this next level so you can get to the next level over here.
You're right.
Right?
You're right.
So it's a lot about the attitude gap.
Okay.
Attitude focus that we work with our students. And I mean, we get them in high school. So a
Yeah.
lot of our kids, they've been in the system for 10, 12 years. So we got to give them a lot of exposure. So just to wrap it up, we got critical hope.
Yep.
We got pretty much Sankofa to know where you're going. You have to know where you came from.
Yep.
And the next thing is really doing what you have to do, so you
Mm-hmm.
can do what you want to do.
Okay. I think that's because I've been to your school and I've seen all the stuff that you're doing. So with the traditional schools and the way that you do school, I want the audience to know what's the biggest difference between traditional school and the U.
Perfect. That's a great question. So now that we've done all that, we dive into what is the relevance with what we call linked learning.
Okay.
Right? So I break down what linked learning is, and it sounds just like what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were in school, we went to math. Math was separate from English. English was separate from. These were just different classrooms that's working on different things.
Okay.
At our school, we do an interdisciplinary lesson, or what's called linked learning, where
Yep.
math, the lesson you're getting from math, is
Mm-hmm.
connected with English.
Yes.
It's linked to science, and it's linked to history.
Mm.
So these are the four
Good.
core. These are the four core. So I explain this in more detail. So we are a public service school.
Yep.
So meaning that we have a public safety pathway, which is like a firefighter, a police officer, a FBI agent, and then we
Yes.
have a legal studies pathway, which is being a paralegal, a
Okay.
lawyer, a politician. Like these are the two pathways we have.
Yep.
So the linked learning, I'll give you an example of one of our linked learning projects. It's a 7-week, 8-week project. In English class, they were presented with a case. Okay.
Okay.
This case study was about environmental racism.
Mm.
Okay. So they started to dive into articles.
Yeah, dive into that a little more for me.
Yeah. So in English, they started to dive into articles about environmental racism and
Okay.
what that really means, starting to go through the vocabulary. Okay, you
Yeah.
following me? In history, they started to dive into what is redlining and how our current society.
Oh, you
compares
passing
to
out next level information at this
Oh
school.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're trying to get them ready for life.
Well, we're getting them ready for life.
Oh,
So
I love that.
Yeah, so they're talking about that, but they uniquely are comparing it with the rise of the Roman Republic, right? And how
Okay.
different things are built and how like government systems are built and
Yep.
the why behind it. Because there is a why behind redlining in regards of capitalism, in regards of targeted poverty, right? So that's happening. In science class, we're talking about the nutrition that is taking place in regards of different areas.
Yep.
right? And how it's targeted and how these different things happen. And
Yes.
then also in our math class, we're talking about the homicide rate, the
Okay.
death rate of high obesity, and the
Yep.
targeted different things that are happening in these communities. So throughout these 7 weeks, we compared Watts, Compton. So they
Yep.
had to go and dive into, one of the mini lessons was, what's the difference between equity and equality? So they had to go on a community environmental scan, right? So during
Okay.
this community environmental scan, they looked at the parks, they looked at the grocery stores, they
Yep.
looked at the basic welfare things in their community. And
Yep.
then we took them to Westwood near UCLA.
Okay.
And they did the same thing. And they had to take pictures and write different narratives, do videos and different things like that. And this is one of the many lessons. So at the end, the culminating task was they had to write, it was a 90-minute intentional anxiety write in a blue book
Yes.
about, it's a prompt that they had to incorporate all the different things they learned from each of the 4 content areas that are linked together. So that's our fall semester. Spring semester is a crime scene investigation unit based off of that. So you're presented with the court case of 2 gentlemen that was caught up into a violent crime at the Staples Center. And one was white, one was black, and they had to go through the differences between how they was prosecuted.
Hey, I told you he was the next level. I've been to his school. I've been able to see some of the amazing things that they got going. And yes, this is at a school where they're learning the difference between equity and equality, where they breaking down criminal cases. Look, this is huge. I told you, you are in for something special with him. Yes. So with that, how is homeschool coming with the coronavirus being and everyone has to be at home? How do you still keep that same energy going, not only with your staff, but with your students?
Yeah, great question. The biggest thing is having a foundation. Like with
Yes.
anything, if you're preparing whatever you are doing, if you're preparing your body,
Yep.
if you're preparing a house, if you're preparing your financial situation, and if you're preparing the school, you need to create a foundation.
Yes.
The reason why you need a strong foundation is your body. If you have a strong, if you're eating right, when you get sick, you seem to recover a little faster because you
You're
eat,
right. You're right.
When things get tough, you're able to bounce back, right? And with a financial literacy, they say you need to save at least 6 months of your salary, right?
Right.
Just to weather the storm. When stuff like this, you have a foundation, you're able to bounce. Not saying you won't be impacted, but you're able to bounce back. With the school, your foundation, you go through safety plans, you build relationships, you build a unit, you build collective work and responsibility. So when something happens, you're prepared for it. What's the song say? You gotta be ready so you don't gotta get ready.
You're right. Yes,
Right?
exactly
So,
what it says. You are 100% right.
So for us, we were able to adapt quick. I'm not saying that we're doing everything great because we firmly believe in relationships, and we have relationships I have relationships with my staff. I also have relationships with my kids, and we first are doing what we believe in. We are out trying to just check on the welfare of kids.
Yes.
And the welfare of their family. So we're doing food deliveries. We're getting online for the first couple of weeks. It's just motivating them to come online to just check in and talk, capturing their heart. And because we have kids that's going through, this is like a traumatic experience.
Yes.
Not just for adults, but for kids. So I mean, we have a program that is weekly. It is not, I mean, I see some schools that's out there, no bashing, but I see schools that's out there that's trying to recreate a 6-hour day, which is great for them. But for us, our days look different. We are reimagining what a virtual school is. So we do a lot of things through our social media platform. We have challenges and different things like that. Our teachers are pre-recording lessons and creating a library because the facts are some of our kids just don't have the time to be on live.
Yeah.
They don't, and I think that is like I have some kids that like, hey, they have to go out and work.
Yeah, you're
during
right.
this time. Like
You're
they have
right.
to go out and support family and work.
Yeah.
And like it is inequitable to have these different expectations. So we push those who can, but we
Okay.
also are empathetic and conscientious of those who can't, and come up with a game plan for them. I still connect with kids weekly, and
That's huge.
so far so good. We're really doing different things. We have high engagement with our parents. We still
Okay.
have kids that's trying to come to our school and enroll in our kids in our school for next year.
Yep.
But we are still a long way away from our reimagination of possibly continuing this virtual school. And many of our kids are missing the human connection. And more than ever, I tell educators, and I told my team, we are looking for absolute excellence and absolute greatness.
Yeah.
The reason why you chose this profession, if is for this reason. It's for this time.
Yep.
More than ever, if you say you chose this profession because you love kids, then there's no other time in my life
Mm-hmm.
you can show it right now. So we're doing pretty good. It is stressful for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a family at home trying to run a school with my daughter and my wife, trying to balance it all. It's a lot, but it's going well.
Okay. So let me ask you, with this pandemic going on and Corona-19, when schools are able to open and parents are like, I really don't know if I'm ready to send my kids back to school. What do you say to that? Are y'all preparing for how to do school differently, or how do you imagine that working going forward?
Absolutely. So my team and I, we already got a folder called the Great Return.
The Great
Um,
Return. That sounds
yeah,
good.
yeah, the Great Return is going to be the reality is there's going to be some people that return differently, and
Yeah.
they may not feel comfortable returning in the present and being present, but returning and continually a virtual learning platform. I do think and I do believe this virtual learning for some people
Yes.
actually may work better for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people that like they really need to be in an environment away from home, right? And there is not like, oh, this needs to be one or the other. I think it's our job as leaders and
Yes.
thought leaders to create an environment where every child and every family has a position where they can be successful. So to answer your question, have we finalized anything? No, but definitely in our working, we're working on how to triage the situation for those who are coming back, but also those who say, hey, I want to continue with you because I love the school. I
Yep.
love what you guys provide. We love the teachers. But is there alternative to this? Can we continue with this virtual way?
Yes.
And we are definitely trying to figure that out as right now, because we definitely see that is not going to go anywhere. It's going to increase.
Okay, so with so many kids missing prom and graduation this year, have you heard of any ways or things that teachers or principals can do going forward to make sure the kids still have an amazing time? Because I remember my prom and grad night and all these great things. It was an amazing time. Have you heard of anything, or do you have any ideas about how to do this going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, right now, let's just say let's play the hypothetical.
Okay.
Schools are closed, right?
Yes.
Schools are closed for the remainder of the year. So one thing for prom is having a virtual prom. And if I was the principal, we don't have prom this year because we don't have seniors.
Okay.
Uh, but I'm putting myself, if we were in a situation,
Yeah.
I would be DMing this is a time where everybody's at home not doing anything. As
You're
a
right.
principal, I will be having my team DMing like DJ Nice, who did the little thing, artists, and trying to get a dance-a-thon virtually and have those artists in a Zoom like this.
Yes.
Kids can see them, and it's specialized for the kids in my school. And we have our own prom party, get up, get dressed, and y'all just do a dance-a-thon type of thing. We can announce the prom king and queen virtually,
Mm.
and come up with different ways to build this virtual session amongst each other, and do the same thing similar for our graduation. There's times where now you could possibly have a class A guest speaker virtually to speak to the graduating class, like like a possible Barack Obama, like a Michelle Obama, like
You're right.
somebody, you
You're
reach
right.
out because, you shoot your shot. You know what I mean? That's what I'd be shooting my shot once a week, trying to get different people who feel empowered to give, right? And to
Yes.
be part of something, and also try to collect donations and try to say, you know what, in a case that this happens, we're going to award our students with this scholarship, each kid getting a scholarship, and trying to motivate them and be empathetic in different ways like that. So those are like two ideas that I thought of during this time.
All right, just to kind of turn the corner a little bit, I know a little bit about you, but I want the audience to know a little bit more about you. You talk about you being a change agent. I know that you are writing your book. You're almost finished with your first book. I want you to talk a little bit more about that.
Yes, sir. So, man, this has been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Okay.
I did not pay attention in English class. I was, like I said, I told you. In school, I was not I was not the one that was all connected. I found out just how to get a C.
Yeah.
I didn't see the rest.
Hey,
I was
I
just going to
understand.
see. Yeah. All right. So it was just like that. So copying people work, doing that whole thing. So, anyways, the book is called School Culture Revolutionized, and it's the 6 principles of unlocking your school's hidden treasure.
Okay.
So it's all about these 6 principles that we're going to dive into in regards for school leadership and school advocates to really determine how to push the school and level up the school, how to reimagine the school, and provide strategies for principals, school leadership, and school advocates on how to unlock the hidden potential and the hidden treasure of any school across the nation. And
so let me ask you, is this book are you writing it just for principals? Or this for parents and students?
So great question. This audience is mainly for school leaders.
Okay.
Right? It is really, because I'm a firm believer, parents can learn from it. There will be some things, but it is mainly about school leadership. Because it goes back to, remember my why for when I became this principal, was I've seen and I've observed many principals that I felt like are missing opportunities to really transform schools that are filled with Black and brown kids.
You're right.
And I feel like there should be a shift in school leadership. One of my mentors told me, so the signs of a great leader is know when to get the hell up out of the way and let teachers do their thing.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer that teachers are the heartbeat of the school. And I make the analogy all the time. I'm married, been married, I think, well, no, she'll kill me. 6 years now, 7 years. I know some people out there like, you still new in the game. Talk to me when you get to 10 or 15. But, the saying is, happy wife, happy life, right?
Right.
And I feel the same about, if I have happy teachers, then it's going to be happy classrooms. And then, you know what I mean? And then they say, happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what I'm saying is, happy wife, happy life, happy house, happy spouse. In the context of the school, happy teachers, happy students. Happy students, they willing to work. They willing to work. Then they gonna do the things to increase the well-being and the welfare and the data. And when the data increase, shit, I'm happy.
You're right about that. That was spot on. That's good.
Yeah. So that is pretty much why the book is going to be coming out, is to really inspire, motivate school leaders, aspiring principals, teachers who are aspiring leaders, school leaders, and current principals, and also current district leaders who are overseeing and supporting principals.
Okay. I know we definitely going to have you back on when that book come out. This was some good stuff. You definitely going to have to come back and be a regular on this window of opportunity. We need to hear more stuff like this, especially in our communities where kids are at risk. They don't feel like they have, and I know you have a word, you say you don't call them at risk.
Yeah, I call them at hope.
There we go.
Yes,
they're at hope.
Yep.
And a lot of kids need to hear that, and a lot of parents need to hear that schools, there are schools out there that really care. There are principals out there that really care. And I definitely, from being at your school, being able to watch you from afar on social media, I can tell how much your kids really care about you, how much you've put into them, and I want you to keep doing that. So if someone is looking for you, looking for your information, how would they be able to find you?
Perfect. So you could get in contact with me on Instagram at Principal Rahh, Rahh, at Principal Rahh on Instagram, or you can get in contact with me on Facebook, Principal Rahh on Facebook as well, and that's Rahh, Principal Rahh. And yeah, those are two best ways to get in contact with me. I'm also on Twitter, but really, if you can get in touch with me on Instagram, that'd be the best way.
Thank you. You have been so awesome. And I really appreciate each and every one of you for logging on to the window of opportunity and getting to listen to a brilliant individual that is sharing his wisdom and sharing his understanding of not just life, but how a school system can be more effective and how you can inspire kids to want more. I thank you so much. I thank each and every one of you for being on the window of opportunity and watching him, and please look him up. When his book come out, please go out and support him. He is nothing short of amazing, so please go out and support him. He's been amazing.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.